We have the editor-in-chief of the Algemeiner newspaper, Dovid Efune, joining us from New York to break this down. So, Dovid, first of all, what is the word on the street? I mean, how do American Jews view these historic deals?
Now, obviously, we're in a highly politicized and partisan climate here in the United States, but there are certain things that bring the Jewish community together. And throughout the course of the Trump administration, there have been few, of course. The moving the embassy to Jerusalem was a big one. Nikki Haley's uncompromising stance at the United Nations was another one. And I think this today is yet another. The vast majority of the Jewish community likes to see peace, sees this as a very, very positive step. And putting all the politics aside is celebrating today, along with, of course, the Israelis, the Bahrainis, and the Emiratis.
Now, like you said, these deals have really received bipartisan support. Almost everybody seems to be on board. But for those angry with Israeli policy towards the Palestinians, especially among the progressive left Jewish community, is this really viewed as a step forward?
Well, look, I said this earlier today, that this deal does not harm the Palestinians at all. In fact, it should only help them. What it does is it harms the Palestinian strategy of intransigence and rejectionism. So those that want to see peace and those that want to move peace forward shouldn't encourage the Palestinians to take that position. And yes, unfortunately, we have seen quite a few that take that position. It's damaging and really, to use psychological terms, it's what I would call enabling, and certainly keeping this ongoing conflict alive for as long as possible.
Now, U.S. presidential elections are quickly approaching. What can we expect from Jewish votership? I mean, who will Jewish voters be supporting? And will these normalization deals impact that?
Well, there were some numbers that came out. There were some polls that came out recently. The truth is that it seems largely unmoved. I mean, there's a slight move towards President Trump, very, very slight. But typically, as long as I can remember, certainly as long as I've been directing coverage of these things, it's about a 70-30 breakdown, heavily favoring Democrats when it comes to Jewish voting in this country.
All right. Well, Dovid, thank you so much for joining us and giving us a sense of how the Jewish community in the States is feeling right now.